What am I to do? When they spraying lies, but this is the truth. I ain't gon' post, ain't finna hate on your growth, but they gon' hit my side of the booth. Somebody lied to me too.
What's good with everybody out there? Speaking the real world, what I call it. I'm back with Mr. Go Get His back again with another episode. And I gave this episode a name because I got my man Russell here with me. And if y'all remember on the Go Get It 386, I had interviewed him. He's the owner of the Mello Shop here in Lake City in the 386. One thing I want to say is I appreciate all the people that has been following him since we started, because we started this a couple of years ago, didn't we?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we've been constantly at it, but we back now, man. And Russell been doing some research, and we all been me and him both have been doing some research. He came in and he want to speak on some things and I gave it a title of we as a people. So and Russell want to really talk to everybody and speak his real on how we as a people through, if I'm not mistaken, through the way you came up, growed up, and some things like that.
Yeah.
So Russell, just go ahead and give us enlighten us on what it is you want to open up to us as we as a people, and using your life as an example.
Well, I mean, my thing is I'm just trying to enlighten everybody to, have your eyes open and everything. But let me introduce myself just for the people that don't know. I'm Russell. Some people know me, some people don't. Watertown, raised up in Watertown, or everybody in Watertown, we all,
right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a this era out there, right, than every part. I guess it's just the same thing, the same thing. You got the quarters, you got, uptown, then you got west side, then you had, right, back in our days, that's how everything was broke up.
Right.
But exactly. But I'm on the water side, the Watertown era side. So everything just good out there. I just my thing is I just wanna my people, I think we need to wake up and kind of understand what's going on. And I know a lot of people that, if y'all don't kind of pay attention to, some of the TikTok stuff that's out there, whatnot. But believe me, TikTok stuff is kind of, it's waking a lot of people up and being able to figure out certain things that we haven't, you know what I'm saying? Cause we as a people, to me, it's like, we're lost and we don't know what's going on. And, we've been traumatized so much that we don't kind of know we don't know where we at as black people.
What you think that might be a part of us not actually, a lot of us not that we can't read, we just don't read.
Right. That is part of it. I'm a victim. Myself. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why I thought about that, because I'm like that. You scan it, and especially if it's just something you look at, you scan it, but you don't actually read it. That kind of thing. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's a lot of things in the fine print that we need to take our time and just actually.
It is. It's a lot of things to where, like right now, some people don't want to jump on certain areas because I don't know. I think as black people, or indigenous people, we're actually lost, and we don't know. We keep going around and around in this circle, and we're not actually going nowhere. But to the people that's actually preying on us, the people that's preying on us, they all they doing is sit back and watching the show, and the dollar sign is ringing up.
You basically you don't know who your adversary is.
Right. And for family wise, and the people back in, let's say when I was growing up, I knew people that either had somebody or knew somebody that actually had long straight hair. That was big mama, auntie, somebody. All of us in our era. Now, it was a different story in today's era versus our era because we seen that, but we didn't think. We always listen. Oh yeah, my auntie, my grandma, she got Indian in and all that. It was like a joke.
It was like a joke. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just kick, get a laugh, and that's it. And then I mean, but now we go to looking back at stuff. That shit's real.
Yeah.
That shit's real. So we, as black people, we gotta say, oh wait, I mean, these people, what they talking about, on TikTok, whatnot, we need to really find ourselves. Now we really, we starting to understand and see the light because I ain't gonna tell them I'm a victim too. I mean, I went to Columbia High. I ain't gonna say it was, the best. Right. I ain't gonna say I was the smartest.
Right.
I try to do my part, what I need to be done, even though I was still hard headed.
Right.
Come on with an F and get my ass whipped and stuff like that. But back then it's totally different than what it is now. So I mean, right now, I think we have more opportunities as black people or indigenous people to really find ourselves, but we're too caught up in all the other bullshit that's going on. We're locked on, what the latest news is, if it's Donald Trump doing this, if it's Biden doing that, or what. I mean, it don't matter to me. My thing is, I'm still worried about, and I always been this since 10 toes down. I'm serious about my people, regardless. I don't give a damn. You don't like me. You don't like me. Somebody else don't like me. I still don't care, but I still care for the culture.
Right, you have to, because the culture, you are the culture.
That's it.
I was listening to you, and I understand exactly what you're saying, because I went to school here as well in Columbia County, and it is totally different. But some of the difference has to be put somewhere in order, and it's not like you say, not an idea. It's actually the problem. I feel it's just the upbringing.
Yeah,
the upbringing changed through 10 years. The upbringing about change.
Yeah, it is.
And most of the things that happens that tears a house up, the government has something to do with it.
Yeah, it is. It's straight.
And when
it's
I say
straight
something
out.
to do with it, I'm talking about 50% plus more.
Yeah.
Because I just did a speaking about the violence here in the 386, and it really anywhere and everywhere else. But here where I live, I know the violence. I know the people, and I did a podcast, episode before this one, and I spoke on that. And my thing was that you fought the parents. I fought the parents. I'm not gonna say you. I'm gonna say I fought the parents.
Oh, I got you.
Because of the discipline rate changed from our era to now. Just like the discipline rate changed from my mother's era to my discipline era. But I really believe that what happened with the discipline was through the government when they came out with the child abuse type of thing.
Man.
Okay, then if the child called 911 or reported to a teacher, you know what I'm saying? Okay, yeah, daddy might have told my behind up. You know what I'm saying? So if he ain't tapping me, he tearing my behind up. Because back then, we know the consequences for what you were gonna get in trouble for.
Yeah.
Our parents.
Oh yeah.
And see, back then, if a young black man was killed for looking at a white woman, we 20 years ahead. We 20 years further. What you think still gonna happen if he do something else? The government have to handle it.
Just a different matter.
Right.
All it's gonna be is just a different matter. It's not gonna be in this form. It might be in a different matter. What's gonna happen? Right. And I growed up. I'm married and I love my wife dearly, but the things in that time but we wasn't together then. But I can remember, I ain't calling no name, but it was around 85,
Ooh.
somewhere around that era. I know.
I know about
85. We ain't trying to tell our age or nothing, but around 85, I remember, this dude, he was dating a white girl, and the dude and the girl's dad ran him over with a truck.
Ooh.
Almost killed him. You know, I mean, this was going on with the same. You know, I wasn't, because I don't discriminate whatsoever. I don't care which way you look at it, because I got all kinds. I got Germany, I got white, my godson's white and Puerto Rican. So I mean, race is not a thing until you show me, and I tell a lot of people, and people know me. I'm cool until you start showing your ass or showing some type of racism against me. Right. Then I got a problem with it. Right. I don't care who you name it. I don't care you big bad brown in the town. Right. Hey, it's still the same. I don't care,
because everybody got emotion, and that's another thing. If everybody has a stopping point. And racism is taught. Mm-hmm. You don't come out the womb disliking a person because of their color. You are taught that.
You taught that.
That's now we all come out the womb, actually in survival mode.
Yeah,
from a child.
That's right. That's our purpose.
But you don't come out the womb, hating somebody because they're white, or hating somebody because they're black, or hating somebody because they're Mexican or whatever. You was taught that, and that's taught.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I think I had to, what I had to say on that is that, my grandma, Mabel Howard, she was a big key into, because I stayed with her majority of the time until got to like high school. Then I guess I remember being back and forth, but as my grandma, she had white people that she, dealt with. She used, deal with people, back in the days where, if you got some corn and you got some cabbage, we, swap up things.
Barter system.
That's right. That's right.
Back then they say it's barter. I'm gonna give you.
Money. Right. Wasn't no money exchange, none of that. Yeah. It was just trading. I got something.
It's almost a form of love, because you go, whatever I got that you don't have, that I love doing, I let you get it. And then they don't have a cost on it because it's a form of love. Right. But we're not seeing that now because the almighty dollar was put in between that. Go ahead.
The dollar has done a tremendous deficit change with it. It's done something to this country, and everybody knows. We trillion something dollars in debt. It's just, it's the thing. I can go on and on about other situations, but what I was wanting to say is that because my grandma raised me, I didn't have no situation to say, hey, she didn't teach me because the white folks, they was coming over there, she was exchanging. She taught me, she said, hey, if that person treats you right, don't disrespect you, respect that person. It was all about, it was just respect.
Right. It was respect. Everything was just respect of it. It was taught respect. Everything was taught to do it with care.
Right.
It wasn't no rushing it. It wasn't you do everything with care, because we was actually being taught then that everybody's not the same.
Yeah.
So you got to find out who you dealing with, how you dealing with them, and how you gonna deal with them to the point. But now we got all this. Everything was shot to us almost like a microwave.
Yeah, it quick.
Instead of sitting there putting the seasoning on.
Right. Slow cooking.
Slow cooking. You're sitting back and enjoying a sip or two or whatever you do.
Right.
Talking to the kids or whatever, and letting it just marinate.
Mm-hmm.
But everything was microwave, and it's almost like people speed up themselves. I actually can't see where the world speed up. I think people just speed up themselves.
And I think that plays a part in when you start talking about the speed and way to me and my thought, the way I think is that I think the way the world has changed with the internet, everything, AI and all this, it's a form of, it's happening or is being created too fast.
Right. Yeah.
Because if it's created too fast, majority of the people that's adjusting to this, which is the people, that it don't have time to even sink in before something else is coming along that's changing that.
Right.
So it's stuff that's happening real fast, and the way I guess the way I look at it is just like is back in the day, let's say from the bottom level, where people was just living on the land,
right,
to where we at now. It's like it's happening. I mean, it's going too fast, and I think the adjustment of the people can adjust to it, and I think that's a real good part of the way things are kind of chaotic right now.
Yeah, well, when you talk something for so long, and they say if you do something for 21 days straight, it becomes a habit, right? So if you already taught to that everything you got to get here, you got to be here there. Now I got to be this, and everything is got. Then you're gonna speed up on everything you do. But if you start prioritize, see, we don't forgot how to prioritize. It ain't that it's going fast. You ain't prioritize enough. You done added too much in that day for you to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Especially if you know you work a 9 to 5.
Well,
yeah, you really got to watch it.
Yeah, and that goes to the part where I'm saying, if like our fruit and vegetables. Right. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They shooting them up like they're doing the chickens, man. Hey, you put a seed in the ground on Monday. On Saturday, you cropping it, and it's in the store on the next Monday.
It ain't a place I don't go. We don't have this conversation, man, about the groceries. You seeing the way that oranges can get so big, you think the orange is a grapefruit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You like, well, come on, for real.
They playing with it.
Yeah. So it's a lot going on because I just feel like we wanted things fast. We already did. Well, okay, yeah. We can go back to the beginning of time.
Yeah.
If they was trying to do stuff fast back then.
Right.
So it was like, now you done got so accustomed, and even with the technology now, man,
technology is stupid,
the technology. So you have to, it's crazy. You got to really know how to slow yourself down.
Hey.
And a lot of times slowing yourself down means, because sometimes if we look at what we do in a run of a day, sometimes we can say, like, you know what, I wasted my time yesterday doing this and doing that. So now tomorrow I'm gonna try my best not to even waste my time like that. So it's like, that you read up and say you had people living to be 900 years old.
Yeah.
And now they ain't making, some of them ain't making it 50. So you like, okay, what happens?
It make you stop and think, and that's where, what I'm saying, if people, if you the younger generation, you might not see what we're talking about, but it's the same thing, just like he's saying, you wonder about stuff. Right. It's happening too fast.
It's not even a thought no more.
It's
just either whatever you think it is right then, that's what it is, and it's that until you realize it ain't that, and I don't know what's gonna make you realize that it ain't that. You know what I mean? So
and the thing on that is just everybody. When we talk about nourishment, the fast food restaurants.
Oh man.
And we don't. I mean, I done heard so many stories too. It's ridiculous. Taco Bell and McDonald's. But it's somewhere you gotta. I don't care if you don't. Yeah, you gotta say, wait a minute. Yeah. You get to think about them chicken McNuggets and that fish sandwich. You know what I'm saying? The beef and all that.
Right.
With Taco Bell. So I mean, it's all those things you got to think about. Like, damn, it's a lot of people in this world, and they ain't that many goddamn cows. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that many cows, man. Something's they throwing some extra in there somewhere.
Right, because if you saying there's too many people, then it's got to be too many more people than animals.
I'm telling you,
or especially what you eat.
It ain't adding up.
Well, I seen something on TikTok myself about this stuff called meat glue.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow. So I actually started reading up on it about a week or so ago. I don't read up on it every day, but I try to, when I get a chance to kind of Google it and look it up.
Yeah.
It's real. It's like it's where they taking 4 or 5 different meats. If they like they say they low on steak, they'll take chicken or ground beef or whatever it is, and they'll mesh it to the steak with just meat glue, and they'll roll it up in a roll it up, and they'll cut it. They said the best way to catch it is the meat that they have cut in slices with the white lining around it. They said normally that's food that's been, and the people that was if the TikToker, if I can get it, I'll try to put it out there. But if the TikToker that was doing, he's not even from this country. But it's a country that ships to the United States, if I'm not mistaken. I got to make sure I get it because I was like, wow, you know.
Well, I think that's a lot of. I think that's majority of what the companies are right now, because like I said, we can't to me, for us catching up, I don't see us staying up with how much food that the intake that 3 million something people 3 billion something people on the people on the earth, 300 something million people on in the United States to be able to understand. Excuse me, but to be able to take in so many groceries, you got to think about that. That's a lot of groceries taken in.
Yeah, and especially if your country is we know it's not, but if your country was the only country that was supplying it,
right? Oh yeah.
So you already know that if other countries, it's like wow, if these countries are so poor and they sending their beef to us, you really believe they sending us all 100% pure beef? Especially if America try to say that we the most, I guess the America, kind of like America, like the Dallas Cowboys, how you most loved and the most hated in a certain way.
It is, cause I mean. I done been down the river and down and down the rabbit and in the rabbit hole and all this, and I'm like, man, it's sad to say, because when I was in the military, I was overseas. I was in Egypt. We did a tour, and I was in Egypt, and the people over there, they open-minded, man. You know what I'm saying? They take all their information in to where, we as Americans, we take some stuff. Well, we take what we want to take in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
We take what we want.
And over there, their civilization is not like our civilization, so they don't have nothing else to do but take in information from their family, the forefathers and people that was before them. So they take in all that information.
And a lot of them don't have the technology we have.
Right, but they don't have the technology.
They don't have it where their child is stuck in the room with an iPad playing a game.
No.
And 360 and all that other stuff, good stuff they got out there.
And like I say,
all they have is books.
This was they go telling my age again, but this goes back to this goes back to 80. This goes back to 88. This goes back to 88, right. I'm sitting over there in Egypt, sitting down with this cat. 88. Yeah, okay. I was sitting down with this cat, just taking a drink.
I was on Railroad Street.
The spot.
Yeah, but you over in Egypt. Okay.
Well, when me and the dude was sitting down, I said, he's like, I got you. He said, come here, brother, come here. And we sat down, and me and another partner of mine, we sat down, and dude called us up, man. He pulled us some drinks and shit, fresh bottles. He pulled us some drink. We drinking, we just chilled for about 3 hours or so, sitting down there and talking. And he was like, man, do you know? Everybody over here in the West, that we don't care for United States because what the colonizers done to the indigenous people that's here on this earth. He was telling me that then, but I wasn't there. I'm jit, so I wasn't taking that in. But I remember that.
Your brain is already programmed that you are in the great country.
Yeah,
from
that's
high
right.
school.
That's
so
right.
once you went in the army, you hear this guy just telling you from his side, and you don't. The only reason you don't understand it because you already been trained and programmed to think this way.
That's right. That's right.
Until you can
That's
actually
exactly right.
start digging up some of the surface and find out, oh man,
That's
there's a whole
exactly
lot
right.
of BS up on here.
and to this day, you know, I mean, my mother be white, love her to death, and you can't do, but everybody knows her. But you know, me and her, we still kind of get into this. I ain't gonna say it's an argument, confrontation.
Right.
You know, where we going back and forth, this and that, and you know, I'm telling her this information and whatnot, and it's that life that she grew up, like say, those are the older ones that, you know, our mothers and grandmothers and all that. They've been through the mud on this. To me, they the surviving ones that really been through the mud. That's not even speaking about the indigenous ones before them that got, you know, caught up in wars and died and all this other stuff. But my mom, she, you know, me and her, we get in, you know, I'm trying to tell her, I'm like, okay, you know, you're pretty much stuck in that bubble because of your age, and I'm not blaming you for that. I'm blaming the way society was being ran back then. I'm not gonna blame you, because there's some people that, you know, they had the open mind to understand what's kind of going on, but that wasn't much.
Right.
You know, and here we go. We talking about then, you know, when we was talking about, you know, Malcolm X, you know, Malcolm X was telling us, you know, let's pull together as people and form our own stuff, where Dr. Martin Luther King said integration. And that's where, you know, me and another guy got into an argument about 2 weeks ago, and you know, and I'm really saying it, you know, I ain't saying it for no hate or none of this other stuff, but Dr. Martin Luther King was good and bad at the same situation. He was good because he brought, you know, certain things to the board that we can, as black folk, can have. But then in the same time, we was in a position where we was allowing for the man to give us what we need. But what the man was giving us wasn't good shit.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I can't. You know, I kind of understand it when I got to understanding, you know, the way me and the other person was talking. I was like, yeah, I understand. He was in good meanings, or whatever case you want to say.
Right.
But like I say, if we started back then when Malcolm X was already talking about, let's get our own stuff together and put our own things together, where we would be at as a culture now versus being integrated. Because once we integrated, then we falling into their system, because it was actually a force for us. Two things. It was force. It was force for us to be Christians, and it was a force for us to go to school.
Right.
That was a fact. Those two things was a fact.
Well, see, and that's actually what I'm saying right now. Is when you are programmed to do something, like even when it comes to, and I don't want to, you know, I'm not bashing no religion. Because it's religion. It's you got to have a real good understanding with God to actually know who He truly is. But you're right. It was when it came down to being a Christian. The name, I'm gonna say the name of it. It was like you said, it was forced.
It was forced.
It was something that, okay, if you wasn't, you was witchcraft.
Yeah.
You know, if you wasn't saying you was a Christian,
then they looking at you, they trying to eliminate you then, because you wasn't forced into Christianity.
And what that came from was a people that believe what they believe. And they not gonna let you overtake what they believe. And sometimes when people want you to believe what they believe, they use force to make you believe it. Then after you start just applying yourself to it, because you're not strong enough to whoop them, you start believing it. That's why I say I'm real big on the situation about names now. I'm real big on these names. When people say this name and that name, I'm real big on it. The reason I'm big on that is because if you're not calling the name of the Almighty God, and the Almighty God, you can't put a face on him. So if you can't put a face on him, how can you put a name on him? You can't put a name on the Almighty God. You can only put the feeling to him, and the feeling is love. If you're not understanding that, then you know all these names. I got to say this name, and I got to say that name. If you feel that was gonna get you there, go on.
Right.
But don't feel upset if I feel like calling that name won't get me there. Especially when I'm telling you the same thing you telling me that your God did. I'm telling you my God did it too.
I can't knock you for doing the way you want to do it.
See, and people got to realize this too. You may go in Lake City and they call you a whole different name. Then you go to South Carolina and they call you another name. You go over here to Mississippi and they call you another name. Okay, the names is the only thing that's changing. The only thing that's not changing is the person himself.
Yeah, that's right.
So if you can't put a face to it, you can't touch it.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
then the name don't really matter. It don't really matter.
It don't.
You know, so I think what happened is once we are taught something, and you are taught something for so many years, you just start believing that's what it is, and ain't nothing else like that. And I understand because I've been like that. I'm a little more open-minded about things now, especially when it comes down to God.
Yeah,
I'm very open-minded. The reason why, because I'm gonna read the person's spirit that I'm talking to see if that spirit aligns with my spirit. And if it don't align with my spirit, it means that I'm not saying you're not believing the same God. I'm just saying that right now, me and you can't be aligned because I got to understand where your spirit is coming from.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because everybody don't just walk up and just, oh, you got a real good spirit, because a person can do something in the physical can upset you. And you forget all about the spirit. You forget all about the good they done because you done looked at the physical. So what I do is I read the spirit. Sometimes it takes years to read certain people, because some people, Judas stayed up on the cross how many years? 2.5, 3, or 3 years before.
3 years before.
So he up under 3 years. So, but Christ knowed all this.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So okay, so now it's just the point of the fact of it is just when you are taught something, man, you gonna believe it to the latter. But when you are learning it, you learn it from an experience to where you done use what you was taught. And if it didn't work for you back then, you start trusting it.
Yeah. Then you start jumping. Then you start jumping ship.
Right. Yeah. You gonna because now you trying to look for another way.
Yeah.
And this is what happened. But a lot of things that happened with the United States and it happened everywhere else. Man always want power over the next man. So it's all according to how many heads you will step on or step over. But what's happening now is the truth is starting to be so much revealed because so much evidence is out there and we can easily get it to you now. See, back in the day, you might have had to travel 5-6 days to get a book. You know what I mean?
And then by the time you don't got the information, it might be 5 years later.
Right. So you already behind.
You way behind.
But now with the technology we have now, and that's why it's so imperative that even the adults, just as well as the children that's growing up, read, study what you say you like, study what you say you love, study that and find out why you like it and love it. You know what I'm saying? Because there's nothing wrong with, because I feel I'm real versatile. I listen to any type of music. The only kind of music I really don't listen to is heavy metal because I never could understand it.
Yeah, same.
If I can understand the words. See, I'm a words person.
Yeah, same
I have
here.
to hear what you're saying because I'm gonna tell you something. To me, spirits roll off of the word. And if I hear your words and your words sound flawed, and I'm running, I could about figure out what's going on. But that heavy metal, rap music, some of it now I don't listen to because it burn my ears too. You know what I mean? And I'm a hip hop junkie. I love.
Father got me beat because he went deep, but I was in it to where. I was on a little footstool at the hi-hat, and I remember when the DJ got drunk and couldn't show up the next day. I was at 7 years old. I'm going back to here plugging in the red and black, and then I had to go back and start playing music.
Right.
Cause the DJ didn't show up.
See, back then I
didn't know no better. I know put the record on, put it on start, and then switch to the next.
Back then. If the DJ didn't show up, they did whatever it was. But we want the club wasn't gonna close.
No. The club ain't gonna stop. No. We gotta make money.
You gotta go get the piccolo.
Yeah. You gotta make money. People here, we gotta make money.
But
That's
yeah,
what it is.
I'm a hip hop junkie, but I just it's some of the music I want to listen to because I feel like it's too swaying. Um, you're not gonna get around hip hop without hearing something that you're not gonna like. Um,
Right.
it's because the culture of hip hop has been through so much, and the people within hip hop has put people coming through hip hop through so much to the way you got to kind of weed out those people that's bringing that negative is everywhere. But when you got people actually partying and indulging in it to the point of where you start disrespecting a person any type of way, yeah, you might not need to be
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
hip
Yeah.
hop.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So they get a bad drag because the kids is getting in hip hop. They're not being guided and protected in a certain way. The way if I know my child is 14, 15 years old, ain't no way in the world I'm finna let my child go with nobody without me being there with my child while y'all do y'all entertainment,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
think I'm finna
Yeah.
just
Yeah. 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 I got you.
yeah, and if you told me, I had to take care of myself while I was with my child, then my child ain't going either.
That's
The
right.
reason why, because no, if my child is that important, you feel like the love for the people that love this child also, and the child under age, 14, 15, no, I ain't
No,
doing it.
no,
So
that ain't, and I think that goes. I mean, that's a situation for, the grown-ups today, because you know what we dealing in.
right,
We dealing with, children having children now. So I think that's where the point where we was at, to where the
right,
discipline and respect as a child, and we go back to where you talking about, they took a lot of things out of the schools and stuff now. And I think that was a big change. And from then on, it was like downhill, because that
right,
was the era right around when crack and all that other stuff was
right.
coming out
Yeah, crack
wide
hit
open. So
hit about late 83,
yeah,
84.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
we, as a people, we end up getting screwed up, because and it's known, because the man. Cause I remember, and back in our days, even if it wasn't my real daddy, it was my stepdaddy, which my stepdaddy did a hell of a job. But if he wasn't, there, my daddy would, step up in this position at the time,
Right.
and say, this, get your shit straight, whatever the case may be. I wasn't one of the ones that, I'm talk back and, try to be bigoted and all that, but I listened, and it got me a long way, because a lot of shit that I could have really been into. I could have been in for a bunch of
Right.
shit. I could have went to prison. But that's how easy it is to get caught up in the system.
But see, that's another thing too that I was actually also speaking on in my speech. I'm glad you said that about your dad and your stepdad. I was talking about us actually being there to guide the kids, guide the children, because now we got more kids killing each other. That's 14,
Yeah,
13,
yeah,
14, 15
yeah.
years old. That's real young. So
Yeah,
that means, so I say you guide your children. See, if you didn't have that guidance when when your stepdaddy wasn't around, your actual dad stepped in, or vice versa.
yeah,
However
yeah,
it
yeah,
went,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
a male stepped in to guide you on what's going on and what's happening. I think that's a lot of what happening. That's what's going on now. There's not enough of the males, the older males, like in our age bracket that got kids, because we all got kids that's
Yeah.
grown. You know what I'm saying? Unless some of us still gigolos and having them, but we all got most.
Too old for
Yeah,
that.
yeah, right. I am just saying some of them out there still got.
But they still at it.
Well, I ain't gonna say I'm too old,
Yeah,
because we
yeah,
never know
yeah,
what.
yeah, yeah,
But the thing about this is, most our kids is older.
yeah, yeah.
And right now, you look back at your own child and you say, okay, your child is 30, 28, 24, you know what I'm saying, in that age bracket, you like, okay, man, I did a pretty good job. They didn't get in trouble. They didn't, blah, blah, blah. And then you now in this era, now you hear, the gun toters are the preschoolers and the middle school. I ain't talking high school.
Yeah,
Preschool and
yeah,
middle
preschool.
school.
Yeah,
You talk about dealing with 13, 14-year-old people. You know what I'm saying? I said, you don't even have your driver's license yet. You know what I mean? Yeah, Dad, you got a gun?
Yes.
Is we living in Siberia now? We should not look at Russia. I mean, no, not only Russia. We should not look at those places like Siberia
Yeah.
and Hong Kong. I mean, not Hong Kong, but what is it? With the Korea, South Korea, North Korea, where the kids throw the gun.
That's South Korea.
It's hard for us. You can't even. How you gonna say anything about them? And they living in the swamps.
Yeah.
We got nice, buildings over here.
I think that we end up getting stuck.
Yeah.
And you know, and I think a part of it, which, when we start listening to hip hop and let's say the way that they pushing it now, they was hitting on it a little bit here and a little bit there during our coming up reign, but it wasn't that, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't that hard with it.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
They also got help now. Like now you can go on TV now and almost every channel gonna show you what you used to couldn't watch on Hustler.
Yeah.
You had the one that back in our day, they had two types of porno. you had the we're gonna just show you the top.
Yeah.
And we ain't gonna do there ain't gonna be no intercourse and no open legs.
Hugging and kissing everybody.
Yeah, it's gonna be almost like some of the words of Adam and Eve thing. Y'all hugged up with your naked, but now you got regular TV channels, showing actions in the bed. Because even the Simpsons got down for
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's something that you're being trained. Everybody's being trained, and then if the parents, nowadays they got the way everything going up except work wages.
It's like that. It's just like that circle I'm talking about. Yeah. We still in that circle,
right?
Still going round and round. That shit ain't nothing changing. All we doing,
hoping something
change. It ain't gonna change. They feeding you that same junk to keep you. It's almost like they feeding you. They got a little feed thing that going around in a circle, and you following that feed thing, and it's gonna keep going round and round.
Keep going round and round. And every time you speed up, that speed up.
That's it.
Every time you speed up, it speed.
That's it.
Yeah, you never catch it.
That's it. If
you stop, it stop.
we lost. We lost, and it's pitiful. I mean, it's bad.
So would you think some of us like being lost?
I think.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. I know you want me to shoot it to you real. Because I know it's the real. You want me to shoot it to you real, but that, I mean, it's I think some of us want to be lost.
Right.
It ain't no lie.
Like I said, you see back, even back in the day, some slaves didn't want to leave their master. Felt like they couldn't eat on their own. I can understand that.
I understand.
But if I want to go, don't act like I'm doing something wrong.
No. Hold you back.
Because if you want to stay, you stay.
That's right.
And we good, dog.
That's right. Hey, you might shoot a little statement to us. Hey, I'm finna cut out of here. I'm finna be gone tomorrow at noon, and y'all ain't gonna see me no more. You told me, hey, it's up to me if I want to ride ship and go.
Right. And if you want to stay, that's fine. But you ain't got to be talking about me.
Right.
You're trying to say I'm wrong because you want to stay and I want to go. And that's what I think. A lot of the problem is people just don't want to understand certain people's decisions. Or if they making a conscious decision, they grown. They making a conscious decision for themselves. Then the only thing I know to do is to pray for you. Yeah. But I can't lose no sleep behind you, and I can't run behind you because if the paths look like they're not going the same way, then I'm gonna go the other direction.
You have to.
And that come from actually from wisdom, because if something's gonna happen to you that's supposed to happen for you, I don't care how much you dodge it, I don't care how much somebody try to hold it back from you, it's coming.
It's coming.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
It's coming.
Simple as that. Most of the time it takes a long time when we in the way.
Right. Yeah.
Nobody else can slow up ours.
Yeah.
So most of the time it takes a long time because we in the way, or it ain't meant for us and we just want it.
you want to call it superstitious or whatever. I'm that same type of way.
All of us.
If I think,
Everybody,
you know what I'm saying. If something don't go right for me, let's say, I mean, I get up in the morning and get ready to go knock out a job or something, and I can't find my phone. I lost my phone. You know, the first thing I said, you know, that might be something telling me that an accident getting ready to happen right in front of me. And believe it or not, I done seen it actually happen.
And that's because you believe in spirits. You believe that there's a good spirit and there's a bad spirit. And that's what I be telling people. Once you really start believing in spirits, and what I mean by spirit, there's a good spirit and a bad spirit. You know, you got that person that come to work every day happy no matter what. Then you got that person that comes this wrong. Yeah. Then you got that person that comes in the quiet. All these are spirits, but it's according to the way you use it. But the bad, when I say somebody that allows a bad spirit to take over and to take control of somebody, that every time you turn around, man, there ain't nothing you can say good about nothing. No. Even if your conversation start off like it's good with a haze smile. Boy, you heard about so getting shot? You
like, God, man, here we go. Yeah.
Is that fun? You know?
No, here we go.
Yeah, so you already know. It's just back. I think everything just speeding up and people speeding it up because a lot of people are impatient now. A lot of the people in the world now are very impatient. I done seen people fidgeting, and you be thinking they own something what they fidget because I don't want to sit here all day. I ain't. And then sometimes they think all day is 10, 15 minutes.
Yes, I mean, that lets you know time. I mean, to me, if the way it looks, time is real valuable.
Well, no, I don't think. To me, it look like maybe you might be done added too much to your schedule.
You don't put too much on the plate.
You don't put too much on. It's something you got to say. I can't do that today.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
You got to prioritize.
That's right.
But then sometimes you add. It's just like me and you on this here. When you hit me up and I told you in the time. My inner time be just like that, even if I don't want to. The reason why, because I don't told you in the time.
Yeah.
But I was sitting away because I'm like, man, I got it. Yeah, I got to get him on here, man. So I was like, okay. So when you hit me up, I'm like, okay. All I got to do is just shoot by the house. So,
I think we've been wanting to, try to put this together because, we care about our community and the people that, even though there's people out there that might not like you and that might not like me or whatever, but still, hey, it's all love. You know what I'm saying?
It's a coming together thing.
Yeah, if you just want to be in my way or just to try to block me, I don't need you in my way. Just move to the side, let me go on about my business.
But you got to think about it. If Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier can make everybody think they was enemies to the second fight. Wow. You know what I mean? Because everybody thought these guys get up in a Cadillac and say, hey man, we gotta because people feed off of negative.
That's right. That's all it is.
Somebody can always
that's what we doing today. We feeding off negative. Even though, you know what I'm saying, TikTok stuff, I love TikTok information and whatnot, but I like to see some stuff that make me laugh, make me trip out, laugh a little bit. But it's entertaining. But then again, turn around and get some real knowledge.
Right.
But all the negative stuff. I mean, I understand it to a certain extent, but we don't got to where our black women. It's all they on there shaking their ass and doing all this negative. I'm like, where are we going at now? Because, the black women themselves believe they don't realize they got the key to this whole world. They got the whole key to this whole world because everybody comes from the genes that they got. The black woman.
Right.
And everybody's lost.
But also I think that there it goes to the point the way that's also taught. It was taught one way. And then our culture grabbed a hold to it.
And rode the train with it. I got you.
We rode the train with it. So it's that's what I'm saying. When you're being taught something and you're being taught that this works, if you go that area and it works, then it works. But you also everything got a negative side to it.
Yeah.
And a lot of things that we use now that was positive. It looks negative now because everybody want to add their own spice, add their own little twinkle to it. So it gets like that, and that's where we at now. But we also got to be able to teach our kids the difference. And you got to be on them every day now, because see, back in the day, our mamas didn't have to be on us.
No, that's right. That's right.
We grew up on shows like Archie Bunker.
Yeah.
And they barely showed a joke of kissing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was like Red Fox. When we grew up on Champ and the Sun and Black, it was good time. And a lot of people might not even know the reason why they actually kind of discombobulated good times was because of they added the father to it because of matter of fact, Esther Rose. She had said that she didn't want to play a part with a black father not in the home, and they changed the script. See,
there you
and
go.
So and that lets you know if this was an actor way back in the days now, an actress way back in the days that spots this and know that, okay, if you see this and you see it every day, after a while we're gonna start thinking it's cool.
That's right.
Just like if you see the homes, if you see the father in the home with the child, you see enough of those shows, you're gonna start thinking that's that's what it's supposed to be like. But we got on the train of the shows of, well, what we gonna do? We're gonna show reality, and it really wasn't reality. It was something that
script.
Only a couple of fathers might have left the house by that time, but let's make it look like all of them.
Yeah. Back then, that would have make it look like, because that made it look like
all of them.
Yeah.
So now the first thing they holler, the black man ain't this, the black man ain't that. But hey, that's just the culture. That's the culture. The culture. That's the lifestyle that we grasp a hold to. That's just like
and not really realizing that we're really being trapped.
Yeah, we're really being trapped, because we're actually they got us looking at each other, like the black man look at the black woman look at the black man, and then as soon as one black man do something wrong, all y'all done did it wrong.
Yeah.
As soon as one black woman do something wrong, all y'all done did it wrong. But then we look over here at the other side, and they're over there living happy ever after. And you know what? Some of them doing the same thing y'all think they're doing over here, and they are still enjoying it, because they're not gonna let you destroy what they got going on because of this and because of that. Once whoever you follow, that's how you gonna live mostly.
Yeah.
And when people know you follow them, they can show you they can throw you curveballs and make you think we live in this way. And really, I want you to live in that way so I can exploit you.
Yeah. All day long.
All
day long.
Yeah.
All day long. It's nothing. It don't surprise me at all. I just I want to get reach out to our community here in Columbia County and try to get people. I done had with all this juvenile beef and all this stuff going on. I done lost kin folks in it.
Right.
So I just hope as a people that we can turn around and put our heads together. I know it's gonna be a battle, because we've been taught so much to really hate each other.
Right.
And we done got in this position now. You go to you remember I remember going to a gas station, go in the store. You hold the door open for, the next person to come in and say thank you, whatever, or, if it's a female or whatever. Shoot, man, you hold the door when they walk around and say nothing, keep on going.
Yeah.
I mean, that to me, that's a lot of the respect that's been lost. Right. And it ain't coming back, because the jitterbug, it's the last of it. The last of it is, to me, the last of it is us. And that's gone. And it's dying out. That's getting pushed to the side. So, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
now, I got, you go to the store now versus the way I did back, let's say back in, 2000 or whatever, you consider, this is a small town, you know what I'm saying? You say, what's up? You pass the dude or whatever, say, what's up? And keep going. But shoot, now, man, you look at a mug, man, I gotta put my hand on my hip when I say, if you mess around and say, you gotta watch who you say something to,
right,
and all of this right now. Because you got to turn around, you got to look around, make sure nobody ain't want to get ready to act stupid or some jitterbug want to do something stupid. Because I mean, I ain't got no room for them. I want to move out the way.
It's almost like it's basically like we on defense mode everywhere we go.
Yeah, that's it. It really is.
And some people that's on defense mode are not even aggressive people.
That's
on
right.
Defense mode because they don't really know, because everybody look the same now, but everybody not doing the same thing as far as the respect and the just respect for life. You don't have to be loyal to everybody, but there's only so many people that you can be loyal to.
Right.
That I feel.
Right.
That's loyalty goes a long
Yeah. Loyalty goes a long ways.
But respect is due to any man that God seen fit to wake up. And I'd say respect, just speak, hey, how you doing, man, and keep it moving.
That's right.
But I'm glad I got you on here. I'm gonna be bringing you back a lot more, because we're gonna start having a little more topics with Russell, and we're gonna start going into some more other things that's real deep with the speaking the real, because my man here has actually been doing some digging. I've been doing some digging, but he's been doing some digging. Y'all can, if you want to know how to follow Russell, Russell, go to tell them how they can follow you, and make sure you follow him on the TikTok and the Facebook, because he can put some good stuff out there.
Yeah, y'all can follow me on at my Mello Store. It's actually said as Mello, the Mello Store, THE, the Mello Store, and that's without the W. Or you can, if you got questions or whatever the case may be, you can hit me at themellostore@gmail.com. But I'm on Instagram, Mello Nature's Way. And you can probably catch me majority of his podcast or his YouTube.
Speaking the Real.
Speaking the Real, we got some stuff there, and we're going to be going through a lot more conversations and stuff, and try to reach out to the community and try to point out some things, and hopefully we can make some things happen. I know Carlton for a good little bit. So,
yes, sir.
He know who I am. I know who he is. So, it ain't, we ain't here with the bullshit. We just, you know what I'm saying? We want to wake people up and to awareness of what's going on around us now. And this is a lot of other topic that, we can talk about, later on, but, we're going to try to give y'all some information, at least maybe once a week. I don't know how hard it is, because I'm always hustling, trying to get out there and get it. So I'm, and that's, get it, go get it. You know what I'm saying? That's for me. I'm trying to go get it.
Right. We'll be putting it on our social media pages. Like I said, you can follow me on Speaking the Real, on Facebook. You can follow me on Speaking the Real on Instagram, and you can follow me on Speaking the Real podcast on YouTube. But, all this most of the information he bring to me, I shared on my page, as well as he shared his on his page. So you'll be able to follow him, and we're gonna be back with some more interesting topics. A lot of our topics gonna be dealing with the 386 in the area of Lake City, man, because that's what we actually know. But it'll venture out, because everything that we're doing now, somebody has done it. But the only way I know how it could be done is through unity. And the only way you're going to be able to unify yourself is through understanding and love. That's what make it the best, because the understanding is what we actually need. Just some understanding. Just because a person don't speak like you, look like you, and sound like you, don't mean y'all can't get the same understanding between y'all two. You know what I'm saying? But it's Speaking the Real. I'm Mr. Go Get It. It's my man William Russell, owner of the Mello Shop in Lake City. We'll be hollering at y'all later on another new topic. We'll be letting y'all know we coming back. Peace.
What am I to do when they spraying lies, but this is the truth?